this person is a narcissist. It could even be sociopathic. This person would call me like hundreds of times, text me on fake numbers, fake accounts. Welcome back to my channel. So my first video, if you watched that, I don't know if you could tell that I was still pretty fearful. Like, I didn't spill a lot because also that's horrifying. When you are on the internet, it is horrifying because you are literally spilling your life and what happened to you. And that's being really vulnerable. But I want my videos to literally be just like I'm speaking to my friend, to my best friend. I'm just gonna put it out there because I know that there's people out there who need to hear this or who need to know that they aren't alone. And if it impacts one person, it's incredible. That's great. That is great. Because when I was going through difficult times, when I was around toxic people or in toxic relationships, the internet helped save me. Like, I would be drawn to videos talking about abusive relationships or toxic friendships, toxic relationships. And that really helped me open up my mind and realize, oh my God, is this what I'm in? Is this what's happening to me? It made me feel really validated and heard and understood. And to know what you're going through is real. I also am going to put a trigger warning. So if you clicked on this and you are not you are not yet ready to, talk about abusive relationships, narcissism, even sociopath, abuse of any form, please do not watch this video because I never want anybody to be triggered by my stuff. I never want it to impact anybody negatively. That is never my intention for any video, okay? My intention is to speak the truth and to let other people out there, let you out there know that you are not alone, okay? You are not alone. People go through this, and never be shameful and never feel embarrassed. Never. It is always a safe space on my channel, and I always want to make that clear. Like, any platform that I have, it should always be a safe space. I will never judge you or be judgmental of you. Because I've been through crazy things. At this point, my life should be a movie. I am not even kidding you. I have been through a list long of things that should have killed me and almost did, but they didn't. And now I'm here today, and it really feels like in my heart and soul, this is what I'm meant to do. Like, I am meant to speak my truth and to post videos and to share my experiences because it needs to be discussed. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the leaving process in an abusive relationship, what that may look like. For me, I'm going to be sharing what it looked like for me. Now, for you, it may be completely different, or for somebody that you know, but I have noticed with survivors that I've talked to that they have had extremely similar experiences or extremely similar patterns that tend to happen. And so I'm going to be sharing what happened to me, the realities of that, and I'm always going to be listing resources at the bottom of my videos because if you are currently in that situation or going through that, please, and I say this with so much love, and I know how difficult this can be, please reach out to somebody if it is safe and when it is safe. And you know that better than I do, right? Like, anybody who's been in that situation, you know when it is a safe time, what phone to use, what not to use, what not to keep in messages, like whatever is best for your safety. And go back and watch my first video because it kind of talks about certain things that I did that were safe avenues that helped me escape. So I love you so much, and I'm sending you so much love. There will always be resources down below. Okay, so let's get started. When I left my abusive relationship, it took me a year to really get it together and to convince myself to leave because I knew I wanted to, and I really had to have a plan in place. So at the point that I wanted to leave, I was in school, I was in college, and that was hard. Okay, college is hard on itself, let alone having an abusive relationship that cuts out friends, family, like isolates you and you're abused all the time. So at the point, I had told a friend, I told her so she was kind of aware of certain things, and she really helped guide me and helped put reality in perspective of like, this is not okay, this is what's happening. Now, I also want to state, if you are out there and you're watching this and you want to help somebody get out, it's an incredibly hard dynamic and situation to be in because you should be supportive but not pushy to the point where you push them away to their abuser, because I know it can be so hard. You kind of, as a survivor, I during the time, I was so like teeter-tottering. Like, should I leave? Should I not leave? And like what one thing that one person said to me would have like made me go the other way. Now I know that is a big responsibility, but just know if you know somebody's in this, like, be openly supportive, know that it's always their choice, guide them in subtle ways. Never be critical or judgmental, ever, because looking on the outside, I know you can be like, why the heck would somebody be in this? But there's so much that goes into it, and it goes over a long period of time, and manipulation and abuse. And so when you're in it, you're in a different altered mindset. When you're living it, you just get it and you understand it. So that's what I say. That's important as well. And I'll be making more videos specifically to those topics, more directed to those things. But this video is just about my experience with that and what that looked like. So after I'd done that, and then I started volunteering while going to school, and then that then led to a job. So that really helped me gain my confidence. It really helped me have something to look forward to, and to just like build up that I can support myself. Because when you're in an abusive relationship, they really take that away from you. They really isolate you. And as dark as that is, that's really what it's like. So that was really helpful in helping me know that I had attached to something else that this person could not alter in any way. Now, I know there's times that they try, but that was just a really good step for me. So once I had done that, then I finally got to the point where I could physically, I didn't care if I lost every single thing in my life, every single person. Like, I had to get to the point where I could not take it anymore. It was either my life or not living. Like, that's just the thing. It was either I wasn't gonna live, or I was gonna choose myself and risk not living along the way, because when you're with an abuser, that is an option. When they're threatening your life, and they have multiple times, that is an option. I am picking myself. I am choosing myself. It is time to choose myself above everyone, above anything. Started telling like my parents certain situations and things, and my friend sat me down, her whole family sat me down, and they're like, yo, this is not okay. Like, we will help you figure this out and help you get out of this. And that is incredible. And I know it can be so incredibly hard trying to leave an abusive relationship when you feel like you don't have support, but that is why there are resources. I promise you. There are resources out there that handle this situation all the time, and they know what to do, and they can help you. So I promise you, there's always options. There's always options, and there's always choices. I never want to promote self-diagnosing, but this is just from my perspective. I also have a background in psychology. I have a degree in psychology, but from what I experienced, this person is a narcissist. Now, they could even be sociopathic, but this person definitely is a narcissist. And narcissists literally rip you apart one by one. When you are in any kind of relationship or around a narcissist, I had to be so strategic in everything I said, anything I did, because they are expert manipulators. They don't have empathy, they don't have compassion, they do not have the skills to put themselves in somebody else's shoes. So they will never ever understand someone else's point of view, because to them, theirs is all that matters. So for me, I was in a situation where this person threatened death upon me multiple times throughout this relationship. I was in this for 4.5 years. This was extremely abusive. First video, I have pictures of my bruises and injuries that this person gave me. I have pictures of all of that. This person abused me in every single form. I am talking about sexually, financially, through social media, physically, mentally, emotionally, everything. I would have phone calls with my friends and family, kind of planning out like what I would be doing and what would be for my safety. I did not physically live with this person, so I would always like keep it in a call form, not in a physical form such as texting, because this person, you know, if they look throughout your phone or you're afraid of privacy in any way. I also sent my friends and my family my injuries and things that had happened to me for evidence if you need that. So that way this person cannot then destroy that on my phone. I literally had a plan in place for months, basically the whole year after I had left, to never be alone. Like, I always had a friend with me. I had then made my landlord aware, so that way she knew, my parents knew, my professors at college knew. Basically everybody knew where I was, what I was doing, for my own safety. I also think it's incredibly important to document, whether that's with your doctor, your resource, so that way it's on a physical file, knowing what's going on, and legally they know they can help you if your life is in danger. You know, with a narcissist, you can never argue. There is no arguing. So anytime you try to bring up anything that contradicts what a narcissist thinks, you will go in circles literally for hours. During this time, actually, the pandemic had just started. So I mentioned that we did not live together. We were in college, and so we had separate houses. When I had set the date to leave them, this person was not in the current city that I was in. And they weren't gonna be because of the pandemic, because, you know, things had shut down, colleges were shutting down, whatever that, you know, living situations because of that. And so this was really like my out for me. It really made me feel a lot better that when I had made this decision, of course there was an option for this person to come over, but it made me feel a lot safer in doing so. And I had friends around me who weren't leaving my side. Like, they were super aware of the whole situation. Like, whole friend groups of mine knew about this and helped me kind of navigate that. On the day that I told this person, I texted it to them. But you have to understand, it's literally the only way, or you do it with leaving and not telling them. Certain situations, this is why so many people relocate. They change their name, they change their phone, because they will come after you. Reality of the situation. And in my case, I couldn't do that. But there are laws in place that I know now that I didn't know at the time, that if you're in a domestic violence situation, there are laws that you can break your lease with no penalty. And that is incredible. I do not know in certain areas, but in the area that I was in, my landlord had told me that later. But thankfully, my family and my friends were aware and helping me kind of through that. I did move though. I had to move actually a couple times because this person had found out where I was living, and I didn't want this person knowing where I was living. I also want to state restraining orders. I did not get one because I did not want this person knowing where I was, and in the area that I had been living at the time, it was a requirement for them to know your address. Now, for me, that completely defeated the purpose of a restraining order. Like, this person was going to stalk me regardless, and did, on fake accounts and around the neighborhood that I had been living at the time. There's so many things that I would change with that. Like, there are so many things that go into that people don't realize, you know? So after I had texted them, they went on a whole other level, as narcissists do. You know, for the first 3 weeks, I kind of teeter-tottered, because when you're leaving an abusive relationship, and it takes you, usually, I'm not sure what they are, but the statistics are like you try to leave so many times, and I can't even tell you the amount of times that I tried to leave, but I had to do it this time, telling people, so that way it held me to something. It anchored me down and reminded me. This person, it really caused a lot of issues in college too. Like, I went to it was just a really, really dark time. I was trying to finish finals. COVID had just happened. This person would call me hundreds of times, text me on fake numbers, fake accounts, go through everything, threatening my friends, threatening my family. It was a whole other level. And I was trying to navigate the situation. I would respond at certain times, but very blatantly and directly. Just, they were causing so many issues in my life, going through every single avenue possible. So this person could not get to me at this point where they were. And I just want to say, it takes so much willpower and so much strength to really pick yourself, because this person will call me hundreds of times, text me on fake accounts, literally threatening my friends, threatening me, threatening my life, threatening who I told, what I said. Yeah, it was really just really difficult and really just eye-opening experience. And I don't think people like really understand like what you really go through. This person tried to unalive me, you know, throughout this relationship. And I think people really need to take this seriously. They need to take it seriously. They need to take it seriously whether you're living with them, whether you're not, whether they say it's dire, like it always is. That's the thing. I had finally moved again. And once I moved to that new location, I blocked this person off everything. And I left this person, and people in this person's life didn't know for like 2 or 3 months. And the reason why they do that is because for the option of this person like thinking that they could get back with me, it was just extremely delusional. Like this person, then when you leave a narcissist, then they'll tell you everything you want to hear. Then they'll start acting and doing things that you wanted to hear for years, but it's just a constant cycle and you'll get stuck in this cycle. That's what it was like for me. Keep persisting every day, and I told myself I was no longer gonna live in fear. Like if this person was gonna do it, they were gonna do it. And I wasn't gonna give them that power. I wasn't gonna be fearful of it anymore. I was gonna live my life. You know, if they wanna watch me and stalk my stuff, let them, because they can't touch me. They can't affect me. And this is exactly why I got this tattoo. Faith over fear. I was no longer gonna live in fear of anything. Now there are so many topics I'm gonna go in during these videos. I just wanna go in also how family, friends around my abuser treated me, how there was extremely misogynistic ways that when I even posted my last video, men around this person literally had to ask other guys in my life. They didn't just flat out believe me, they literally had to ask other guys about me as a female survivor. But if your abuser is an abuser, they're gonna have misogynistic people around them. Like they're just, friends are a reflection of you. And if you are friends around that person, there are traits of yourself that you embody. I have so much empathy, and I'm sending you so much love if you're out there and you've experienced that. Know that you are literally never alone, and I will never stop speaking about this. And it's gonna be 2 years since I left, and the best decision I've ever made in my whole entire life. And I know how much healing and how much strength and courage and energy it takes to heal through that and to accept that. And I'm sending you so much love, and I'm so freaking proud of you. If no one in your life understands you, I get it, I understand you, and there will be people who understand you. Because especially if you're at a young age, no matter what age you are in general, no matter what age you are, when you go through an abusive relationship, it can feel extremely isolating in itself, because it's just like, if you don't go through it, it's incredibly hard to understand it. It's incredibly hard to get it and understand it. Outside, it looks so black and white, right? But when you're in it, it's not. It's murky waters. It's the unknowns. It's just so many avenues of things that people don't realize and don't understand. You're just constantly trying to navigate. I think survivors are one of the most intelligent, strongest, bravest, most courageous people ever to experience something so incredibly hard and traumatizing in every aspect of your life, and get up every day and be who you are. For someone that you were incredibly vulnerable with to treat you that way, you deserve so much love, and you are amazing, and you will have somebody someday who really does that for you. Just know that you're not alone. There are resources out there for you. I'm so incredibly proud of you. There will be more videos coming every single week. See you next time. Have a great day.